All right, BoxingVoice.com live again with Abel Sanchez. Abel, talk to us a little bit about Gennady Golovkin. I know he did some sparring with Tavares Cloud. He's got a fight coming up with Ishida. One thing the fight fans want to know is why so many 154-pounders when he's a 160-pounder? He's this feared fighter, but he keeps fighting fighters under his division.
You know, it's not easy to get somebody in the ring with him. We've offered a fight to everybody that you can name at 160, everybody, and everybody's turned him down. Gil this past 3 or 4 months ago gave up his WBA belt because he didn't want to face Golovkin. Pirog continues to be sick. His back has got a problem. Stern ran from him for 2 years. Chavez has got some other commitments. Anytime you talk to Sergio or talk to Lou about Golovkin, Lou starts to cuss and rant and rave, and so it's not because we don't want to fight these guys. It's just nobody will step in the ring. Rosado, for the last fight here in New York, was one of the ones that agreed to step in there. And even though Gennady was sick, Gennady did handle them quite easily. So it's not because we don't want to fight them, it's because they don't want to fight us.
All right, now, Golovkin, he has that, I guess, that persona on the division where he's one of the most feared fighters. But there is a 160-pounder out there that's been calling his name out. It's probably not the best opponent, but he has worked his way up the charts. He's now the current NABO middleweight champ, and that's Brian Vera. We were in Texas this Friday. They say that WA is going to force that fight. What's your thoughts? Do you have any inside information on that? And if that was the case and the WABA made you guys take that fight, would that be a fight you'd be interested in?
Absolutely not. We're very interested in that fight. We wouldn't duck away from there. The problem that you have is that unless we fight on ESPN, we fight for no money, or Vera wants to fight for no money, we'd fight him in the backyard or in the gym. But if it's going to be on HBO, which Gennady has a contract with HBO right now, and HBO doesn't approve him, what can we do? It's really not up to Gennady to pick and choose. It's whomever steps into the ring and whomever HBO approves. If they don't approve him, we have no choice but to fight the guys that they will approve.
Now, that being said, being as though that you made your way up to an HBO contract, is the belt that important? Because again, if this is a mandatory sanctioned by the WBA, do you relinquish the title because HBO doesn't approve Brian Vera, or do you go off TV, similar to this Ishida fight, and fight Brian Vera to keep that title? Because once again, Gennady is as good as you say, but it's so hard to get fights, and without a belt, it'll be even harder.
Okay, it's not a matter of relinquishing. He's not going to relinquish the belt, but it's a matter of, does Vera want $2 million to fight Golovkin? And if that's the case, Vera's had some three or four good wins, so maybe if he doesn't overprice himself, of course we'd fight him. I'd love to fight him in June. We have I think a late June date on HBO. If that all comes, everything comes out all right in Monte Carlo, sure, that's a fight we'd love to have. That's a 3 or 4 round fight for Gennady Golovkin.
Now, your prediction on the Ishida-Golovkin fight. Ishida's a guy that upset the world, shocked the world with the James Kirkland knockout. He's also a guy that went 12 hard rounds with Paul Williams. Does Gennady Golovkin knock him out? Because we were expecting to see this power that you publicize, and he couldn't get rid of Rosado. It was a stoppage, but not a knockout.
Okay, well, I think that, first of all, I think that the Ishida fight, because of Ishida's record and because of what he's done against top-notch middleweights, it's not going to be an easy fight. It's going to be a long fight, and it may go to a decision just because he's a durable guy and he moves well. He's got good boxing skills. If Gennady stops, it's going to be somewhere in the middle of the fight if he's able to get to him. As far as Rosado's concerned, I wanted to call that fight off on Thursday before the fight. I called the commission, or we should say we called the commission, Tom Loeffler and I, and told them that he was very sick in bed and was throwing up. On Friday and Saturday, we had HBO do in the life of a fighter, that show that they're doing, and they filmed some of that. So Gennady refused to allow me to cancel the fight. On Saturday, he did what the best that he could do. I don't think that anybody's done that to Rosado, or to come even close to doing that to Rosado. I think when Angulo knocked him out, he knocked him out in a break. I think he hit him with a shot in a break and hurt him, and he couldn't recover. But as far as going back to Ishida, because of what Ishida done to Kirkland and what his fight with Williams and with Pirog, I feel that it's not an easy fight. I mean, it's a guy that can fight a little bit, and we'll see how that goes, to see how he does or who he fights on late June on HBO.
So basically, what we've seen in the Rosado fight is not the Gennady Golovkin that you're used to. He was sick. We will have evidence of that on the 2-day portrait of a fighter with HBO. And we're definitely going to see a top-notch Gennady versus Ishida.
Well, you know, I'm kind of glad that he was sick, and I'm kind of glad that he did look like he did. Maybe we get some people to come to the table. It seems like after the Ouma fight, everybody wanted to fight him. Then he knocks out Simon in one round, and nobody wants to fight him. He looks bad against Rosado, and we can't get nobody to come to the table to fight him. So it's been a difficult road for him, trying to get somebody credible to you guys in the ring. But if they approve Vera, and everybody thinks he's credible, and he wipes him out like I know he will, well, then maybe you guys will believe it.
All right, theboxingvoice.com, live with Abel Sanchez here, Summit in Big Bear Lake, California. Thank you very much.